Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your daily Bitcoin update. Enough to talk about, all right, in this video. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about this, all right, but obviously, we can talk about the technicals. The technicals to me are pretty unclear, all right. I think it's most likely now, if you take a look at the EMAs, but also just the price action in the last couple of days, very volatile, very unpredictable. Obviously, also caused by the multiple outcomes of the news around the ETFs. Potentially also still obviously still economic outcomes of yesterday that were quite those are actually quite decent for Bitcoin at least. But all right, so technically there's we can talk about that, but I think in general a ranging market structure is most likely here. Between then 38,000 and 34,000, and especially there's reasons to go to 38,000 because we've been there before, all right, so that level, it's not that hard to reach. There's also reasons why we would hit 34,000. If you take a look at this, the liquidation heat map, what you'll see over the entire week, or at least if you zoom out, is that there is quite a bit of liquidity down at 34,000. At least there used to be. Yeah, there still is. So there's reasons to go down there as well. But in general, you can see that the EMAs right now are falling relatively flat. So I think some sort of a consolidation in this area technically is most likely. But that is obviously not the most important thing we should talk about. The most important thing we should talk about is the ETF deadlines today and the effect those will have. All right. And that is a bit more difficult to talk about because right now, Bitcoin, it is already moving, all right? The volume has been very high for the last 48 hours or so. It's still very high, still very volatile. And today are two deadlines of two Bitcoin ETF proposals. Both not that, like it's not coming from BlackRock or anything. They're minor asset managers, but still, it is probably, it's still going to make the market move. And there are basically two scenarios. They either get postponed or rejected. I don't think the reactions of the price will be the same, but that would be a negative result, or they will be accepted. I think if they are accepted, because we can really not predict that, right? I could not tell you. I'm not a senior analyst at Bloomberg. I could not tell you what's most likely. All right. So sure, if it gets accepted, I think that's not expected by the markets, because that is the main question, right? What does the market expect? And then the result based on those expectations is going to make the market move. So if the market expects it to be accepted, which I don't think is the case, then the ETF actually being accepted could also be bearish, because then it could be buy the rumor, sell the news. But I think most of the market expects it to be postponed, all right? So if it gets accepted, I do think we would spike up at least to 40,000, and then from there we would see again. Now, if it gets rejected, I think that would be very bearish, but I think overall, because they are not the major, like most of the deadlines are in 2024, early 2024. So if that happens, I think Bitcoin would drop down to 34,000, but I don't think it would break down below that level. I think it would hold, and I think it would hold the consolidation. All right. And if it gets postponed, I really think that's just what's expected. So I don't expect that much movement then. Perhaps some bearish momentum on the short term, a bit of spiking behavior down to 35,000. It might also spike down to 34,000 in that area. But also in that case, I just think a range is most likely. And right now the range is very broad, between 38,000 or 37,600 and 34,000, and eventually that range will get a little bit tighter, like it also was right here. Yeah, that is what I think is most likely. A range is what I think is most likely, but it does depend on news we'll get today. All right, so that is something we'll still have to look out for. I'll try to keep you updated on that. Perhaps I'll make some sort of an emergency update if that's needed later today. But for now, those are my thoughts. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if you are interested in Signals or my premium group, consider joining that. Links to that will be down in the description or in the pinned comment, and there you can read a little bit more about that. But that's up to you. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.